Well, hey there, I want to congratulate you for coming to the completion of this little training course on wholesaling real estate, on starting your own real estate wholesaling business. And this module is about putting it all together, understanding your place in the business, your place in the business market, what to do to position yourself, how to brand yourself, some special tools that you need to become familiar with that are prevalent nowadays in this day and age. They'll change in the future. That's how technology is. But right now there's some tools that you need to be familiar with. And we've mentioned some of these tools before, but I'm going to mention them again in this module because I want you to really, write some of these things down and make a plan to implement them into your business, because it'll be life-changing for you as a business owner. And since we're talking about that, let's kick this off, this module, with a talk about mindset, because you are a business owner. Okay, you are not just a self-employed person. You are a self-employed person as a wholesaler. Yes, there are things in the business that you need to do, but the mindset you need to have is that you're a business owner. Okay? And what kind of business do you own? What kind of business do you own? What kind of business do you want to own? Okay? What is that business like? Have you thought about it? Have you jotted down some notes, some ideas, some concepts, maybe just some random thoughts about what your business feels like, what it looks like, how it serves the customer? Let me tell you something that's going to change the way you do business so drastically that you are going to be head and shoulders above everyone else competing in your market. And I've learned this through experience. I've learned this through hard work, honestly. And that is this, that if you are of the mindset that you are a business owner, then you need to determine, okay, like we talked about in the previous module, that your customer, the cash buyer, is number one of utmost importance in your business. Okay, that right there puts you head and shoulders above the rest. Most wholesalers out there in the world today are still arguing over whether it's the chicken or the egg came first. Is it the property deal or is it the cash buyer that's most important? Well, I'm here to tell you right now, today, you could probably succeed by just picking one. Okay, but the reality for me is that the customer is the most important in any business. And the customer is the most important because he has the cash. So if you're a business owner, your first concern must be with the customer and your service to that customer. Who is your customer? The cash buyer. Whether he's a fix and flipper or whether he's a landlord, he is your customer. He's holding that money, and that's what you want, right? Booyah. You want that money. You got to serve that customer, okay? So if you're of that mindset, that you're a business owner, you also then need to be programming yourself and your business to serve a customer. That is what a business does. It serves a customer, with the crazy notion of turning a profit in the process. Okay? So you're gonna turn a profit by serving these customers. Now, how do you serve those customers? By providing deeply discounted. Okay, and you can memorize this. This is your elevator speech. I offer deeply discounted off MLS property deals to serious cash investors, both domestic and international. That's my elevator speech. That's what I say. When people ask me what I do, that's what I tell them. And that is my purpose as a business owner. That is the business's purpose. We exist to offer, right? This is what we do. This is what we give. We offer deeply discounted off MLS property deals to serious cash buyers. That's the customer. Here's what we're giving our customer, and here's who the customer is. They're a serious cash buyer, both domestic and international. That's the purpose of the business. Now, if you make that the purpose of your business and your mindset, you will succeed. That is just the simple fact. And what that will do is that will change the habits of your business. Your mindset will change the habits of your business. The most important real estate deal you'll ever do, they say, is the 6 inches between your ears. Well, that's absolutely the case. When you start embracing purpose in your business, and you have a purpose, okay, your business serves a purpose. What purpose does it serve? It serves to offer deeply discounted property off MLS property deals to serious who? To who? What customer? The cash buyer, the serious cash buyer, both domestic and international. Right? Okay, that is the concept of your business in one sentence, I think. Okay, so serve the customer. That's the mindset. And if that's the mindset, then that means a few things. Okay, let's break that down into a daily mindset. That means when somebody calls and they're a cash buyer, or they're an interested buyer, or they're a buyer that just saw your ad and wants to tell you that they're interested in buying something up the road, if a customer or a potential customer rings your telephone, you pick up the phone and you call them back. Why? Because you are a professional business and you care about your customer. I can't tell you how many wholesalers there are in my city alone that if I were to call them, and I know this because I do it. How do I know this? Because I do it. Why am I doing it? Because I'm wholesaling in this city and I'm looking for property deals. And these wholesalers, they list property deals on Craigslist. They list them on Facebook. They list them on several different places. The competition here in this market, they put their stuff out in the same places that I put it out sometimes. Okay, I call on some of those property deals because I don't know if it's a property owner or if it's a wholesaler. And it much doesn't matter to me because I may either do a property deal with the homeowner or if it's a wholesaler, I may do a co-wholesale deal. So it behooves me to go ahead and make that phone call, or somebody on my team. And you know how many times I don't get a return phone call? And I know it's a wholesaler. Why? Because I recognize the phone number and the first name on the ad. It's a wholesaler in town, and they will not return a phone call. And it's not me that they don't want to talk to. It's a team member of mine. It's a relative of mine. It's a friend of mine. It's a bogus number that I dial from. They just do not return phone calls. And some of these cats, you call them, and it says, sorry, this voicemail box is full. You know what? If I ever hear that, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not even trying again. And do you want to run your business like that? Is that how you want to serve your customer? You have to have the mindset of being a professional business owner that provides an affordable and efficient and quality service of some kind. What is that? Offering deeply discounted off MLS property deals to who? Your customer. Who's your customer? You better know who your customer is, or you'll waste a whole lot of time dilly-dallying around with people that aren't holding the money. Serious cash buyers, both domestic and international. I don't care if they're from China, Thailand, Guatemala, Paraguay, Zimbabwe. If they got money and they want to buy, I'm returning phone calls. If they say they're interested in being a buyer, guess what? I'm talking to them. Somebody on my team's talking to them. Why? They are the customer. Now, there are some times in my business where we have not returned phone calls to homeowners. Why? We weren't interested in the deal. They're not the customer. They're a source of inventory for us. But in fact, we're negotiating against them. True or not true? Yes, we are. We're negotiating against them. We're trying to get an excellent property deal. Now, we want it to be a win-win-win. A win for them, a win for us, and a win for our buyer. Yes, absolutely we do. But we have mercenary motives, technically. Technically, we want to win. We want to get it as low as we can, cheap as we can get it, right? Absolutely. But when it comes to that customer, we want repeat business. We want repeat successes with that buyer, that customer, the guy bringing us the paycheck, the money. And I'm going to tell you, you build a relationship that's a quality relationship where you return phone calls and you return emails when you're talking to investors in town, and they will become repeat buyers. They will become repeat buyers. That is the mindset. You know, your business is only as good as you make it. And you'll be known as the guy who doesn't return phone calls or text messages. You'll be the guy who is known as the guy who is out in the business world for himself. Or you'll be known as the guy who really takes care of his customers, and he's a real joy to do deals with, and the guy they keep coming back to over and over and over again. That's my method of operation. That's how I keep winning day after day, week after week after week. Why? Because I have taken the time, because I've shifted my mindset years ago to have a professionally run wholesaling business, not just some guy that's trying to flip a deal sometime. Okay, that's not me. That's not what I wanted. I wanted something for real. I wanted to never have to go work a job again. I wanted to never be unemployed another day in my whole life. So I started handling I started handling my business. There you go. There you go. All right. Along those same lines, that affects your schedule. Is this something you're going to do? You're going to run a professional wholesaling business? You're going to do it one day a week for an hour? Come on. You can do this 2 hours a day. But it ain't going to be 5 days a week if you're the business owner. It's going to be 6 at least, if not 7. That's right. That's right. Until you can equip a team to do a lot of what you are doing. You know why that is? Yeah, wholesalers don't get Saturday off. No, because Saturday is one of the biggest sell real estate days there is in the week. You want to know what the other 3 biggest days of the week are? Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Interesting, but true. Monday seems like a day when everybody's trying to get their shit together, I guess. All right. And then, Sunday, that's the Lord's day, and you'll find that it's people like to talk on the phone about buying real estate, but they're not so pushy at getting out there. Maybe some markets are different. That's how my market is. But I'll tell you what, when I run a professional business and my customer's ready to buy, I don't give a shit what time of day or what day of the week it is. I'm ready to sell. Are you hearing this? Absolutely. Why? Because I'm a professional, and they know that about Mr. Justin, and that's why they want to keep coming back. Because they can hit me up at 11:30 at night, and because I know they're holding the money, what can I do to help? Now, you don't have to run your business that way. That's just my personality, and that's just how I am. That's just how I like to do it. And I've got some team members that like to do it like that. Sometimes we are texting between the team members at 3 o'clock in the morning about business. It's not something that's got to be worked on right then, but we're excited about something. We're talking about something. Are you going to be motivated to have a rhythm every day? A rhythm of, this is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to accomplish this. I've got to recommend a resource to you. It's Trello. I'm not going to pull it up on the screen, but I'm going to tell you about Trello. TRELLO.com. And I've set up lists. It's got boards. It's got lists. It's all digital. I have it on my phone as well. But I can keep track of all my goals. I can break them down into plans. I can put them down into daily actions, and I can see it all on one page. And every single day, I have a list of things that must be accomplished, that I must do, or I must see that they get done. Okay? And that is what I'm doing that day. I work for the list. When you work for yourself as a wholesaler, okay, you are not working for yourself. You are working for your customers. Okay? First off, number one. Secondly, that is actually probably second, is working for your customer. Number one is probably working for the list. Okay, you got to work for the list. If you're not working for the list, if you don't have a list of shit to do, well, you're not being very productive. Okay, if you don't know how to do what I'm talking about, man, get on the internet and look up Brian Tracy. Okay, look up goals, how to set goals. Find you somebody that you click with, man. There's a lot of really good stuff out there about how to set goals and how to break them down into daily habits. How to set goals for your business and break them down into daily habits of things that must happen every day that will result in my success. And until you get that mindset, you will just keep paddling along. That is the way it is. You have to have goals that you can break down into daily to-dos. And when you get into a daily to-do that becomes a habit, then the success that comes as a result is a habitual success. Okay? Habitual success. That's what I'm looking for. You know, this one-off win stuff is for the birds. I want to win and keep winning. And so does Mama. She wants me to do that. All right? And I love my mama. All right. You got to get that schedule going. You got to get that rhythm going along with that mindset that you're going to be the best business owner you can be and have the best, most tightest run ship of all. You're going to serve your customer. Your customer's going to frickin' weep at how awesome you are. My customers come to me and they say, thank you, Justin. Justin, wow, you are a stand-up guy, man. I love doing business with you. You're a great dude. Man, it is embarrassing sometimes. And I'm not kidding. It is exactly like that. Ask Sarah on the forum. That's the customers. Why is it that way? And why do they keep coming back to hand me money? Because I treat them like I treat them like a dog treats you when you come home and it's happy to see you. That's exactly how I treat them buyers. I'm happy to see them like a dog when you get home from work. Oh, yeah, I'm just happy. Why? They're the customer. And gosh darn it, I want their money. That's the way it is. As you're developing this schedule and this rhythm and this mindset, you're going to meet people. You're going to meet various people. And like I said, establish a habit of returning phone calls. And this is important because if you don't establish a habit of returning phone calls, you're going to miss out on key relationships. This is really big. Key relationships come from answering those phone calls or returning phone calls. And I'll give you a couple examples. I was sitting in my office one day and the phone rings. It's a person that leaves a message. I don't answer the phone. It says his name is Rick. He doesn't sound like a buyer. But I don't know what he wants. He said he's seen me on all kinds of things like social media in my market area. And he says, call me back. I want to chat. I'm doing some business over there. I don't know what he wants, man. I don't even know this guy. I call him back. Turns out he's my favorite private lender. Okay? And the guy is a stand-up guy, man. And the money's cheap. And I don't have to, guess what? I don't have to have my social security number and my credit on the line. All right? It's the best freaking deal in the whole world for me. But it came because I returned a guy's phone call. I'm running a professional business here. Another time that happened. And another time. And another time. And then I got in a pickle one time with a situation. And I needed an attorney. And you want to know what the deal was? Yeah, I was trying to buy a house with this guy, the private lender guy that I just mentioned. I was trying to use his money to buy a property. And the seller, we got to closing day, and the seller wouldn't sign the documents and close so we could get the house. And the money was already, he'd already funded the deal. It was sitting at the money was sitting at the title company, and we were at the title company, and we were ready to sign, and the paperwork was all at the title company, and the seller's not anywhere to be found. And the seller says, no, I changed my mind. Well, that's not okay. For several reasons. And if you want to know why and how to handle that, if that ever happens to you, ask us in the mentoring program or ask us over in the secret Facebook group, because we'll walk you through some of that. I needed an attorney, not to sue, but to maybe write a letter or make a phone call to see if we can get these people, because we'd spent a couple grand in due diligence trying to get ready to buy this property. We were just going to be out everything. Plus, I'd already got almost $250,000 sitting in escrow. And it's just sitting there. Can't go nowhere because they won't sign. So I need an attorney. I don't have an attorney. You need a team, people. You need a team. You can't do this by yourself. You can't do this by yourself. No. I wish you could, but nobody gets rich alone in this business. You'll hear me say that more. That's one of my favorite sayings. Nobody gets rich alone in this. I tell buyers that all the time. Yeah, hey guys, nobody gets rich alone in this business. Remember that. Call me if you need something. I don't care what it is. Why? Yeah, I will. If a buyer called me and said, hey, my kid's got a flat tire on the side of the road and I can't get to him, would you mind going over and helping him? Hell yeah. Where's he at? These are my buyers. These are my buyers, and I'm a professional business owner. I'm a professional businessman. Okay? So I did have a relationship at the time, though, with another wholesaler in town. Why? Because I returned their calls too. Excuse me. They may not return my phone calls, but I return their phone calls. So I tell this other wholesaler, who's actually become a good friend of mine. He says, well, hey, I know this attorney, and he's really good. He helped me with the same problem. Really? You had the same problem and you know a guy? Well, what's his name and number? Guess what? Now that guy's on my team. Now that attorney is on my team. I'm sending him money every month. Why? Because I needed a good guy that can help me out like that. How did I make that relationship? By answering the phone, being professional, by returning phone calls, by building relationships. You're going to develop relationships, develop your team. You're going to need a good realtor or 2 or 3 or 5. Okay? Build some relationships, return their calls. Okay? You're going to need an inspector. You're going to need an engineer. You're going to need a contractor. You're going to need, a lawyer. You're going to need a good title company or a good closing attorney. Okay? That's just how real estate is. And if you don't need them, guess who does? Your buyers do. And you know who they're going to ask? The guy they're buying the property deal from, that's the wholesaler, the professional business owner, the professional wholesaler in town. They're going to say, hey, do you know a good inspector? And what are you going to say? No, I don't know any inspectors. Really? You're a real estate professional in the city and you don't know one damn inspector? You don't know one engineering company that does, residential properties and foundations? You don't know one contractor in town that can give a bid? You don't know one insurance guy that can do rehab insurance for your buyer who's a rehabber, fix and flipper? You don't know one attorney in town that handles real estate matters? You don't know one title company that'll close real estate transactions for fix and flippers? Or anybody else that's an investor that specializes in investors? You don't know one title company and you're the professional business owner? Come on, build your team. How do you build your team? Asking questions, returning phone calls, talking to people, talking more to people, and then talking some more to people. Talk. First 2 years of this business, you're going to be developing so many relationships. You better start taking notes and writing them down. Don't just collect business cards and think you'll remember Jamal and remember Bob and remember Rick and remember Jim and remember Jake and goodness gracious. You're a professional business owner. Have some kind of a list of people that are important in your life. Trello is a great way to do that. I keep track of all of my stuff on Trello. That's a great place to do it. So there'll be some team members you'll need to rely on. And you'll want to develop that. A good way to do that is to introduce yourself to people out in the world is through a website. Get response. I've mentioned that before in a previous module about buyers. It's my email blast system. It's not mine. I mean, I didn't develop it, but I mean, I pay a subscription for it just like you will or anybody else. You could use MailChimp. It's the same thing, basically. I prefer GetResponse personally, but you could use MailChimp. GetResponse also has landing pages, and it also has webinars that come along with the package. So you can do webinars. That's kind of nice if you want to get on the phone with a buyer and do a webinar. I've never done that, but it might be a cool idea. But the landing pages come in really handy. They look really good on both, computer and mobile. So, you can get in there and just drag and drop things and put some graphics and put your name. And, for a long time, I had something really, really simple. I just used off a landing page on GetResponse. I'll show you the one I'm doing right now. You can see, basically the landing page that I'm using right now off GetResponse is real simple. It's small, looks good on the mobile, just like it does on, computer. Actually, I think it looks better on mobile, which you'll find that 99% of everybody that's doing anything on your websites nowadays is on a mobile device of some kind. But you see, it's real simple. Kansas City's wholesale real estate source. Looking for your next investment property? Take a look at our wholesale real estate and inventory deals. Okay, put your name and email. And then that goes into my email database, okay, and I stay in touch with people. So this is a good way to start developing relationships. And, you don't always have to send out property deals, emails. Don't bombard people with junk and spam and dumb stuff, but, use this as a tool to stay in touch with these people and let them know how your business is going and what you're doing and how you want to provide more services for them. Remember, what's in it for them? And constantly be telling them what's in it for them. It's really a simple tool to use, so I would recommend GetResponse because it offers the landing page ability. That actual landing page I was just showing you there, that is a GetResponse. I built that on personally, actually, on GetResponse, and I can advertise that. I can put that. I can post that on Facebook as a post, or LinkedIn, or Twitter, or anywhere. I can put it anywhere, and people can go right to it and sign up for my buyers list, on my buyers list. Speaking of one other topic, I want to mention down here below the video, you'll notice there's a graphic that talks about virtual assistants. Virtual assistants are important. I've had a myriad of them over the years. Some good, some bad, some worse. It's kind of like how I think about this is if you have a mundane, routine task that requires no thought, no creativity, this is an excellent way to get it done. Excellent. But if you need someone to develop ads, if you need someone to develop a Facebook post, or develop, something like that for you, this may not be the right group for you. This is an awesome group for somebody dialing the phone and saying the same 3 sentences. Okay, calling cash buyer lists. This is a great group down here for somebody that's going to post the same set of Craigslist ads that you wrote over and over and over and over to build a cash buyer list. Okay, this is great for things that are routine. Okay, if you want to do something more advanced, if you want an awesome logo, if you want somebody that can do something more specialized on a one-off kind of basis, I would recommend highly Fiverr.com. I've used Fiverr countless times for various things, whether it's somebody doing a video testimonial for me for like $25. Somebody doing a video commercial for me. Why? Because I can put that stuff on Facebook, man. Hey, you're a business owner. Start thinking about ways you can put yourself out there. Thinking of that, how many people know you're in business? Have you told your family? Have you told your friends? Do you have business cards? Do you have a website? Do you have a landing page like that from GetResponse? Hey, if you sign up for GetResponse, you get the whole email thing, plus you get the ability to build your landing page. Okay? And it works in conjunction with each other. It's wonderful. You don't have to be brilliant to do it. And I don't get paid if you sign up for GetResponse. I don't get paid nothing. I'm just telling you that's why I use it, because, I'm a hillbilly and it's easy for me to do. And, that's just the plain and simple of it all. But, how many people know you're in business? Are you doing this for yourself, by yourself, or what? Get your name out there. Get that relationship building going. Relationships are probably the most important thing in this business. I was on Facebook recently, and I saw a post in one of these other Wholesaling Elite, something like that. I don't know. You guys, some of you are probably in it. I'm in it too. And I I was looking at them, and there's a post in one of them that said, what's the most important thing for a wholesaler to have or do to be successful? And there were answers like, get great property deals, like, duh. Find great buyers, like, duh. Right? Find good money, private money, like, duh. Okay? And you don't even need to do that to be a wholesaler. But there was a lot of good answers, but they were kind of like, duh. Okay? And basically, I saw one answer that resonated with me. And there was a bunch of answers. And the answer that resonated with me is build relationships. Build relationships. A VA cannot build relationships for you. A virtual assistant cannot build relationships for you. A virtual assistant can only help you do routine, mundane tasks. Okay? And if you want to hire and recruit a team member to come in and help assist you, then they need to be of kindred spirit, kindred motivation and momentum, and they need to be able to build relationships, either with, people that help get property deals done or people that help buy property deals, buyers, customers. They need to be able to do something. They can't be non-sociable people unless you got them doing some kind of routine, mundane task or just sitting in the office acting like they do something. Okay, does that make sense what I'm getting at? I hope it does. And I've sounded pretty preachy here, but I'm trying to help you put it all together. And, the mentality, the mindset, and the schedule and the rhythm and staying active and staying in motion. I'm big on that. Motu. That's my company name, ultimately, is Motu. And Motu is Latin for motion. Staying in motion. Motion real estate investors. Yep. That's who we are. We want to stay in motion. Keep that rhythm of returning phone calls and building relationships and learning more about deals and how to analyze this deal and create a deal and make a better deal. Because deals aren't found. Deals are made. Okay? Using VAs to optimize my time so that I can spend my time building relationships and doing deals. Okay? Making your brand. Go to Fiverr.com and pay somebody $15 to make a logo that is kick-ass. Okay, my logo's boring. All right? But that's because I have a few, and a couple of them I've done myself. And I'm not necessarily proud of that, but I wanted them to be exactly the same because I wanted to be able to use them interchangeably. And I thought that was a little bit difficult for a VA on Fiverr to do. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I should have given them a shot. But I have many times gone on Fiverr.com and paid somebody to invent some logos. Okay? And they do come back with some pretty cool stuff sometimes, and sometimes not so. It's sometimes a gamble. But, for $25, you're pretty much guaranteed to come away with a pretty kick-ass logo, and then start using that and make sure it's like a .png, so it doesn't have a background on it. Because that's the worst thing when your logo comes out like a square sheet of paper with a picture in the middle. Okay, make it a PNG so it's no background. It's transparent. It's just the logo. It's something, like, for example, in the back, the sign up there, that's a PNG I put up there. It doesn't have a square around the logo, like, for example. And actually, I didn't design that. That was actually a graphic designer. But anyway, Fiverr.com, you can get all that stuff. You can look like a frickin' pro. You want to run a professional business, you can look like a frickin' pro, man. Light years ahead of where you really are. And that helps you build relationships too, because you don't look like somebody that just fell off the wagon this morning, right? And you can do that for like $15. Okay. You get a website going, go to GoDaddy, buy you a domain name. You have it directed to your website. It's the same name as your logo. OurTeamBuysHouses.com, for example, is mine. It's on my business card. It's on my T-shirt. It's on my hat. It's on my website. Okay, it's on my Facebook page. It's on my. Why? I'm branding something. This is a brand. Okay? OurTeamBuysHouses.com, it's a brand. I also have another brand I own. OurTeamBuysHouses.com is my brand for what? Sellers, right? Because I'm trying to buy houses to wholesale off. I'm trying to contract property deals to sell off, right? Sell off my contracts, sell my paper off. So that's my brand for attracting sellers. My brand for attracting buyers is JustinChamness.com. And JustinChamness.com, that's basically just for buyers. Maybe also for private investors. It's also for potential mentoring students and other wholesalers to co-wholesale. So that's kind of where I do a number of things, but primarily that's just for selling deals. And I use VFlyer, V like Victor, Flyer, Flyer, VFlyer.com. And the reason why I do that is because it allows me to have listings. Like I can put the property deal. See, I'll show you. There's a property, and I put the property information in, and it populates it like inventory on here. Okay, it gives me the inventory system that I like. And it also allows me to have a website with that inventory system. So I use GetResponse for my cash buyers over here on that landing page, and then I've got VFlyer, and that's my inventory system, and that's also what populates my website page with only my current inventory. And as soon as I sell one off or I lose a deal or whatever happens to the deal, maybe the house burned down and I can't sell it no more. Whatever happens, I can just hit a button and boom, it's gone. It's off my website. It's pretty cool. But if I want it on my website, I can also post it to Facebook. I can post it to Twitter. I can post it to LinkedIn. Okay, I can post it to you name it. I can email it out to my cash buyers list. I can do all kinds. So it's my inventory management system. That's why I recommend VFlyer. But those are my two brands. But the point that I'm getting at more than anything is yeah, you need some tools like this to help you what? Brand yourself. Okay, you need to be making yourself into a brand, your business into a brand. Okay, you don't have to use your name like I did, but you need to use a brand and a logo. Okay, and you can get all of those things for less than $100 and get them all set up with a little bit of time and a little bit of effort on your own. Learn it. Why do you need to learn it? Why? Because you're going to be the business owner. You need to know how your stuff works. Okay, and if you want to go hire somebody to do it, that's okay too. But make sure that you know how to hire somebody that knows how to do it. Okay, that's the thing. Why? Because you're the business owner. I got a saying, and that is the bottleneck is always at the top. You see this water bottle? Okay, yeah. It gets like the bottleneck is up here. It's like it gets smaller and tighter. It's like pinches off the flow. If it wasn't there, it'd be a big wide open mouth, and if I did this, it would just lots of water would just pour out all over the floor over here. But the bottleneck really slows down the flow so that when I go to pour, I can just get the right amount into my mouth instead of just like taking a bath with it. Yeah, the bottleneck. Oh, just imagine this bottle is your business. Okay, this is your wholesaler business, and this bottleneck at the top right here, that's you. You're the bottleneck. Okay, you're either going to brand yourself well and run a professional business and have a big, wide open flow, or you're going to pinch it down and have few relationships because you don't return calls and you don't run a very professional show, and so just a little bit gets in. Okay, you see where I'm coming from? Brand yourself. Be somebody. Be who you want to be. Yeah, but you don't know. I live on the wrong side of the tracks and blah, blah, and this and that. Yeah, great. Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, me too. Yeah, sure. Well, yeah, why not? Yeah. Fake it till you make it. Hey, nobody gives a shit enough to even notice if you've got something going on or not. Act like you do, and they'll take it for granted that you do. I'm not even beginning to joke about that. That is the truth. Fake it, and they'll believe it. Fake it till you make it. Absolutely. How you get to your first deal? Well, you don't need to lie and tell everybody that you've been doing this forever and ever and you know everything, because that's going to be obvious that you don't. But what you can do is act like you're a professional business owner, and while it's a young business, you're very serious and it's going to work. Professional. Put on don't wear sweatpants when you go meet a buyer. I mean, for crying out loud, right? I got a packet of you can buy these from like Hobby Lobby or something. They're like iron-on transfers for t-shirts, and then I just bought like a hat, and I made these for my team, right? So now my team, they all have hats they can all wear. We all match. They got different color patterns and all that, but the logo is all the same on all of them. Why? Because it makes me look professional. Why? I want people to believe that I'm professional enough to do what I say. And it doesn't matter. They won't ask me my history if I'm selling myself in the moment. You follow me? Right? Why do I have a seller offer packet? A seller offer credibility packet? To make myself look like I know what I'm doing. To eliminate objections. To eliminate unnecessary questions about what I've done and where I've been and how this and that may work. So that I can get right to the business of, do you want to sign or not? This is the money. Do you want it? All you got to do is sign. Why? Because I want to be professional. Okay? And I want to have a brand. I want to have my stuff work in a process, a systematized methodology that is a habitual daily routine that leads to habitual success. How am I going to do that? By offering deeply discounted off MLS property deals to serious cash investors, both domestic and international. Booyah. Get that mentality. That's exactly what you need to do. If you don't, you're just out there trying some stuff. Another thing you need to do to brand yourself is get a Facebook page. I'm going to show you mine. This is for the business. This is not for the secret Facebook page for our club. This is just my business page. Okay. And it's important, because you know how many people, almost every deal I sell off Facebook. I'll just be real with you. Lately, it's almost every deal that I sell off. Used to, it came from my cash buyers list, and I still get a lot of action off my cash buyers list, but I'm going to tell you something. People on Facebook are hungry for property deals right now. Man, they're out there, and you can niche down so tight on Facebook. You can market out there so cheap. Man, I sell property deals on Facebook for less than $10 sometimes. People talk about, got his first property deal, sold his first property deal on Facebook, only spent $150. Well, what the hell was he doing wrong? Because, the investors are out there. Hey, if you don't believe me, get you a property deal and go post it on the big real estate club in your market area. They've got a Facebook page. I almost guarantee you they do, because they get the branding idea. They need to be out there where people can see them, because they're running a business. If you're running a business, you need a Facebook page too. Okay? But if you get a property deal, you go post it on their page. If they'll let you do it, you'll have all kinds of people. Then you'll have to return phone calls. Yep. See, it's easy when you put yourself out there and just say, this is who I am and this is how good I am at it. And I'm getting better every day. Man, people like that. People want to believe in you. That's maybe the hardest thing, is just getting that. People want to believe. Your customers want to believe in you. Holy cow, they want to come back to you. They want you to do a good job because they want it to be awesome. Because, man, you know how refreshing that is nowadays? For a business to be ran like it gives a shit about the customer? God, it's like a commodity nowadays. But if you are that guy, they will beat a path to your door. Well, I want to remind you of one thing before we call this module a day. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for participating. But I want to let you know it's not over. It's not over because our Facebook secret group, excuse me, the Wholesalers Club secret group on Facebook is exactly where you can plug in and ask all of your questions. I can tell you that me and my team, we monitor that. We're moderators. It's moderated nearly 24 hours a day. Nearly 24 hours a day. And if you've got questions that are pressing, you need some assistance, some help, some ideas, a thought, a question answered, we are there for you. We are there for you. We exist for you. You are important to us. And your success is important to us. Because you also are a customer. And we love you. And we want you to be a success. I want you to ask your questions, and I want to help you. And I want you to grow and develop in wholesaling. And I want you to love to wholesale. Why? Because I do. Gosh, it's the best freaking thing ever. Man, do you get that I get to make up my own schedule? Do you get that I could sit my ass on the couch today? And I did. Why? Because I wanted to. And you know how many deals I've put together sitting my ass on the couch? You could ask my wife. Lots of deals. Why? Because I got so many repeat customers. I put a property deal out this morning. Then I went and sat my ass on the couch. All I did was respond to texts and phone calls and emails coming in on my phone about that property deal. Guess what, baby? It's 8:30 at night and I just got an offer on that property. Oh, that's awesome. Yep, I told him I'm going to write the contract up and get it to him in the morning. Yeah. You want that happening to you while you're out at dinner on Friday night? Having a party with your wife or your kids or whoever? You want that to happen to you? Start developing relationships. Yeah. Can it be an inconvenience that somebody wants to give you a big damn check, sign a contract to do that at 7:30 at night on a Friday when you're out to dinner at Chili's? It can be an inconvenience. But when you get that money, yeah, you forget about that. Don't forget the Facebook secret group, folks. Get on there. Sign up. If you haven't requested access, you are entitled to access as a member of the Wholesalers Club. God, I love that. Real Estate Wholesalers Club. You know why it's awesome? Is because, well, it's a good place to learn, a good place to develop. It's also a good place to build community and friends. Being a wholesaler can be lonely. Freedom like that, just being able to sit on your ass at home all day, can be a prison of its own. And what I mean by that is, all your friends are at work. So it's nice to have other wholesalers in the club that you can be friends with too, and talk with and visit with and learn from during the day and read some of their struggles and some of their victories. It's really awesome. It's how you grow. You quit learning, you die. And you learn by interacting with other people. So don't forget the secret Facebook group and our weekly broadcasts every Wednesday at noon Eastern Time. That's 11 o'clock Central Time if you're in my market. 11 a.m. on Wednesdays Central Time, 12 noon Eastern Time. If you're in the Pacific West Coast area, that'd be 9 a.m. So on Wednesday morning. And it is a Facebook Live broadcast in the secret group, so it is saved there for you to watch later if you do miss it. But it's also a great thing if you can get on there, because you can ask questions live. You can make comments, ask questions. We can. It's interactive. And there's other times where I have guests that come on and we visit about certain topics. I've been having the idea lately of bringing on an inspector and then talking about exactly how we go through and evaluate the big five that we talked about in getting property deals, and from an inspector, a licensed inspector's point of view, and some things that we need to consider when we're doing that. So I really want to make it effective in teaching you as a wholesaler what to look at when you're going inside a property, and how to evaluate property costs and so on, or repair costs and so on and so forth, so that you can put your numbers together and make money. What sucks is when you tell everybody that's on your buyer's list that this property is going to take $20,000 to repair, and you run 6 buyers through there, and every one of them say it's $40,000. Oops, numbers don't work so good no more. Okay, so you can educate yourself and save yourself a headache. And you don't need to be a general contractor. It's real simple. It's the big five, and understanding what the big five cost. And you don't need to be exactly right. You just need to be somewhere near the ballpark. You need to be in the parking lot of the ballpark. You don't even have to be in the ballpark. Just be in the parking lot of the ballpark. Okay. And I want to, so there's some great things we want to bring to that, to our Wednesday sessions. And also, I've been considering an appraiser, an engineer, a realtor, a real estate attorney, and some other people that are really killing it in this business too. Because these are the people that you want to see what they do and how they work inside the business, and how you need to incorporate them into your business as you meet them. And I've had some gurus teach me, and they've said, hey, you need to, before you start, you need to go out and find you and build your relationship with a realtor and an attorney and a closing attorney and a title company and an insurance person and all these, team members and an inspector and an engineer and a contractor, and on and on and on and on and on and on. Well, the reality is that would be freaking great if you could do all that. Okay, but you're just getting started, and you don't even know what to say to these people, right? And I didn't either, like maybe I don't even know now, right? Like here's how it works. You just get busy doing what? Offering deeply discounted off MLS property deals to serious cash investors, both domestic and international. You get busy doing that, and you'll find that you'll meet people who will either be those team members, or they will know someone that can be a team member for you, and do some help, or help you out or work with you in whatever way you need when you need it. Okay, you don't need all those things to get started, but be aware of them as you're going along, because you'll want to gather these relationships. An accountant would be a good one too. I did not mention that before. A bookkeeper and accountant. So, that secret Facebook group, I want to expose some of those concepts in more detail to you, in those relationships, because, that's important as a wholesaler when you're developing your brand in your market area, how you're going to, develop those relationships, and who you may or may not need, and what they'll need to bring to the table, and what you'll need to bring to the table. All right, folks, lots of love, blessings on you, blessings on your business, and we're here for you. I pray for you, and I want good things for you. And I know the business can be, it can have rough moments, but I'm telling you, folks, it's worth it. You're here for a reason. You've come this far. Take the next step. And if you come to a position where you feel like you can't take another step, take a deep breath and take another step. And just keep walking. And I promise you, it's a beautiful ride. When you'll get things accomplished, and you'll do things, and you'll have things that you'll never regret. And you'll never be unemployed another day in your life. All right. God bless. See ya next Wednesday at our live Facebook broadcast in our secret group. And before then, we'll see you in the chatting, in the posts, the comments. Tell us your stories, tell us your victories, and ask us your questions. God bless.